You up?
Was that some kind of deal?
Hey, for this, I'll tell you, never mind. I don't mind telling you right now. I just want to tell you thank you. All of you, thank you.
Yep. Oh, it's this.
It's the one that you get every year.
Yeah,
We need a
yeah.
motion.
Okay.
From the-
Hey, I make a motion to come out of executive session.
Second.
Second. Second.
All right. Calhoun makes a motion to come out of executive session. Jay seconds that motion. Let the record reflect, no votes or agreements or parties were made during executive.
Gentlemen, I've got 3 matters that we want to get added for action by the board. 3 matters. I'll list those, Mr. President, if it's okay, I'll list them for purposes of one motion to add, and then we'll take them separately to act on. The first item would be to establish just compensation for 5 parcels related to the Florence Byron Parkway property. That's the first item. Second item is to accept the landowner counteroffer made by Eddie and Jennifer Wilson for their parcel on the Florence Byron Parkway. And the third item is to add the conditional awarding of Gunner Road Phase 2 base bid plus alternate number 2, and to reallocate current bond funds in the amount of $300,000 from the Pearson Road rehabilitation project to the Gunner Road project.
Correct.
Those are the 3 items that need to be added. One
I'll make a
motion.
motion to add
I'll
those 3.
second.
All right. Calhoun makes a motion to add. Jared seconds that motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, on the first item, Mr. President, I need a motion to establish just compensation for 5 parcels on the Florence Byron Parkway project. Just need a motion for
I'll
that.
make that motion.
Second.
This is,
This is to
on-
approve
The
what
5
what's been
okay.
added.
We
First
don't
item,
need, no need for me to read names or anything.
no, sir.
Okay.
No,
All
sir.
right.
We'll
I have-
make sure that Ms. Jessica has the sheet,
right.
Steve, and that'll be sufficient.
All right, Calhoun made the motion. Jared second motion. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Mr. President, the second is to accept the landowner counteroffer. It'd be an increase of $1,170 payable to Eddie and Jennifer Wilson. They own property on the Florence Byron Parkway.
I'll make that motion approved.
All right, I've got a motion by Jared to approve,
Second.
second by Calhoun. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Jay didn't vote.
Last and final item is to to approve the conditional award of the Phase 2 Gunner Road base bid plus alternate number 2, and to reallocate bond funds from the Pearson Road rehabilitation project to the Gunner Road project. That would be one motion. Award, conditionally award. The condition would be this, gentlemen.
They got to finish up.
Phase 1 of Gunner Road must be completely resolved to the Board of Supervisors' satisfaction before Gunner Road Phase 2 base bid and alternate number 2 is made a final award.
I'll make that motion.
Jared makes a motion.
I've been waiting 8 years to make that
Do
motion.
I have a second? I'll second the motion.
Boy, y'all
right.
horrible.
Any other discussion?
So y'all didn't speak about where the money was coming from?
I got any other discussion
I
out
guess
there
we can
now?
talk about that later.
Well,
So I can
under
tell you, Jay,
Discussion right
I
now.
can tell you.
Okay, yeah.
So, and it's probably helpful to go ahead and have the discussion. The 1.7 is remaining in the Gunner Road project as part of the bond funds. 1.7. Keep me straight. Yeah. All right, so we still have to resolve Phase 1, right? So there's potential that some portion of that, we've talked at length about what we think those dollar values are likely to be, right?
Yeah.
But some portion of that will have to be satisfied from those monies.
That's
So,
taken into account already. That's
yeah,
already-
Yeah.
so we anticipate having about 1.7 available under the existing bond funds.
Yep.
You've got available cash to satisfy the better part of a 1.5 million in additional costs associated with Gunner Road Phase 2. And you now have, or will, reallocate $300,000 of bond money from the Pearson Road Rehabilitation Project to the Gunner Road Phase 2 project, which puts you in the neighborhood of about $3.5 million.
All right. Simple.
All right,
Go ahead.
under additional discussion, for these guys that'll be sitting up here,
Don't tell them we're taking their money.
we decided to split it between out of your budgets to take it away to where you, no, not really. There is some, there
It's
is,
part of your district, so part of it's coming out of your budget.
there is some increments in this road where it's been broken down into 2 or 2A and 2B. The last part was challenging because of the houses, homes, places closer to the road. We may not spend as much money when we get to that part as we originally had designed. So it may not cost as much, but we'll deal with that later. We're gonna do this in sections. And Keith has put together some monies from Jared, another project Jared has, and from our, general.
Well, another thing, you're taking care of this is the most dangerous part of the road, irregardless of where we started. The reason we started, just so you know, and Cameron know, we started on the east end because that was Monterey water. We couldn't go any further because Southern Rankin refused to move their water line, and to this day still refuses to move the water line and to come to any type of agreement. So that's why they had to be taken to court, but they still refuse to do anything.
That's right.
And so we're taking it completely out of their hands now as a court order from a judge, so you'll know, court order from a judge for us to move that water line, so we added it to the contract. Then it will go into, at some point in time, go to court, and the judge then will decide who pays what. And as it stands, very likely they could pay up to 75%. But we have given them ample opportunity. We've been dealing with them for 4 years, and we've still got no resolution because of one man, their board president. And so, that's why, but what I'm getting at, this is the worst section of the road, and this is under their same water, the water company. So this is gonna take care of the bad hill, will take care of the nursing home. The other part of the road is not quite as bad and is more curb and gutter anyway. But this second phase will take care of the worst part of Garner Road. It really should have been included all along. It could have been if we didn't have one person stopping the whole project.
And this action will allow the county's contractor, once that condition has been established that I mentioned, that
Right.
all of phase 1 is resolved.
Right.
Assuming we can get that to happen, and that will remove the condition on this award, and then the contractor will be notified eventually to start relocating the entirety of the Southern Rankin water line infrastructure.
Now, it is a,
I want
It
to
is.
add,
Go ahead.
I'm gonna add one thing, just, and I'll say this to both Scott and Sid while I got you in here. I'm voting against it, and I'll tell you why. This project's 1.5 million over budget. I've tried to make the determination in my brain over the last 3 or 4 months not to allocate funds or projects to you two guys that you're gonna have to take the burden on. In my opinion, you should make that decision in a week or 2, or 2 weeks, whatever that time frame is. Y'all need to make that rational decision, because that's money that's coming out of other projects and things that y'all gotta decide where your priorities are, right? So that's Daniel's thoughts on it. If you guys wanna take down that road,
It's
all
really
to you.
not
That's just-
coming out of your projects. This is coming out of a different fund, so.
It's coming out of the
We were
county
picking-
though.
I was picking at you. It ain't coming out of your your money. It's coming out totally different.
Do
fund.
y'all
So it's-
want us
it's
to
not
go
the
ahead and
same.
handle it like I said, or had y'all rather say no? And the problem we get into is we've already bid this twice. It's possibly having to go back through and bid it again, and prices, I don't think prices are gonna drop. I think we're gonna end up paying more.
I mean, the
And
water,
so if you two guys say, I wanna handle it, I wanna do it, I don't want y'all doing it before I get there, I'll revisit
I don't
my.
know that.
the water line itself is like 500,000 to move.
But I'm putting 300
That's
We
the
in.
do
contractor
feel
that
like
bid
we
the
will
job.
be reimbursed. I mean, the judge was pretty adamant that if they didn't do it, the county has the authority to do it, and then he'll decide how much they gotta pay the county.
Otherwise, it probably will drag on for months and months and may never get done.
It doesn't matter to me. If y'all wanna do it,
Motion.
we're gonna lose our bid though if we wait till that first year.
I mean, are you suggesting go ahead and I'm asking you, I'm new, and that's why I'm asking y'all's opinion. Are you suggesting to go ahead and do it now?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
suggesting that we
We're
have
gonna
the
vote on
bid.
it right now.
We have the bid. Now, this isn't the way it looked to begin with. There's actually three parts. We've finished with one. It's split up in two. The last one was gonna be the one that would require curb and gutter and stuff like that. That's off the table.
That's not
We'll
being considered.
revisit that down the road, and
We're getting to the nursing home. We're gonna get to the nursing home, and we're gonna relocate water. That's what they're
That's basically what it is.
deliberating on right now. Get to
It's-
the nursing home and relocate the
well,
water
it
line.
may
Get the
be,
most
we may,
dangerous section of
we
road
may
done.
overlay, just do a little overlay on that last
Yeah.
highlight.
Right now,
Mile or.
what's on the table now is the
You
construction
guys
right
will
now.
be heavily involved and have to make a decision on what happens with the rest of Gunner
The rest of the story.
beyond the nursing home section.
The rest of the
That's gonna
story,
be-
yeah.
Yeah, but what they're deliberating on, let's go and get the water lines relocated while we got a price on it. Let's get them relocated, and let's get to the nursing home and try to clear that hazard right there and get that done.
And then we'll-
revisit the rest later.
Because we don't wanna stop a water line and then have an
Okay.
old water line. We're gonna get blamed for anything that happens on the part we didn't fix, so we're going to do the whole water line.
The people on that system deserve when you take, and y'all wasn't in here, I don't know what inch line the design has, but I assume it's probably a big one, say a 7, 8 inch line, and you run it for a half a mile or mile, and then you say, well, that's as far as we're gonna go, and you chop it off, and it goes back to a 4 inch line, and it's at different levels, so you got 290s, because the water lines that are out there now are not up to specs. They're not buried like they should be, probably not even where they're supposed to be. So when you're running this 8 inch line and you put a 90, and you go up 2 foot, another 90, and run it this way to a 4 inch, you're gonna have problems. And I've seen it just being here. I'll never do that again. So that's why the water line needs to go ahead and if you start the water line, do the water line.
It needs to be as much out of our right of way as possible.
Yep, and
So-
we get to put,
Let's go on and spend the money to get it out of
Yep.
the way and not have to deal with this anymore.
All
All right, so that's what's structured, unless
All right.
there's
I
more questions.
think
Are
I
y'all
made a
good with
motion,
that?
didn't I?
you
Yes,
do with that, Sid?
Yeah, you're just going up to the nursing home.
Yes, phase 2,
Yeah.
if you wanna look at it like that.
Right, nothing across the highway.
No.
Oh, no.
No.
No, that's a whole nother deal. Okay,
All right,
I make a motion.
well, we've already got a motion
Yeah,
and a
second.
second.
yes, sir.
All right, any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
All right, motion passes. Thank y'all, it's been a 4-year struggle.
Actually been
It-
8 years.
Hey,
When-
do we adjourn or
Four, you
recess?
know.
I've got it right here. We adjourn.
I make the motion, we adjourn.
I got a
Yeah,
motion
we
to
did.
adjourn.
Second.
Brad seconds it. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
I'm gonna try to get some more money.